Welcome to channel, Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Time is limited. Like this fire, it's only got a certain amount of time for it to smoke and then it stops. And we waste it. We just waste it. The thing about love bombing is it gives you a hope. Fire starts up, the wind blows and makes the fire come on. And it keeps you warm and it gets you in, gives you hope. And then it doesn't stay so hot. But the smoke keeps blowing. That's how ashes work and things like that. And you get told things like, I hurt somebody with your name when I was young. And you get hints. But it's through the fire, the love bombing stage. You're getting hints, but you're not paying attention because you're not looking at it through the lens of the embers. You're looking at it through the warmth of the flames, but the flames go out. See, look. And you got to deal with the smoke. And you were given warning. You were given things to think about that could have helped. You were given reason, rhyme. And they keep the fire burning. They keep the embers glowing. And then something happens. And that's your sign. Okay, that's your sign to start coughing on the smoke. See that? The smoke blows back in your face. The wind changes. That's your sign. But we don't listen. We choke on the smoke. We hope for the best. We want things to be different. We don't want the fire to go out. And it changes. Things start to change, and the next thing there's a second fire. There's a triangulation. And it just gets rough, and you want to keep it burning, so you turn it over and you're trying to keep the fire burning. And you don't want it to go out. Don't go out. Please don't go out. Don't go out, fire. And you try and get the coals where they need to go. And there's no response. There's no response. Things just aren't responding. And you shuffle around the fire some more, and you hope. And the wind that was blowing on the fire is gone. The spirit that was blowing on the fire is gone, because the honeymoon stage is gone. And now it comes down to who's who. Nobody's talking much anymore. The texts are few. Laurels are being rested upon. And now it's a waiting game to see who can tolerate the negligence the longest. Somebody speaks up, while the other says nothing. And it seems to be a one-way battle. And it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't tell people to do things if you are. You shouldn't want somebody to be something that they're not. And then the unresolved moves towards a warmer fire. And leaves the primary supply smouldering, trying to light up. And the relationship's triangulated. It's all triangulated. The primary supply is smouldering. And now there's a second flame. And the second flame seems to have all the influence. But it's not part of the relationship. But it's got all the influence. And you don't know about the second supply. And you're left in the dark. And that's where all the energy's going. You say, why don't you talk to me? People won't talk to you. Your partner won't talk to you about things they're talking to somebody else about. Why is it like that? Immaturity, hurt, lack of character, or that's just the way it is. That's just the way that person's life was. There was no interaction. There was no communication, at least on a common level. And so you try and put the other fire out with your smoke. But it doesn't work. And now the fire that was burning on the primary source, the attention's all gone to the other fire. And you don't know. You don't know what's going on. You don't know. You're not told. But what you do know is something's missing. And they keep turning up. The smoke's still there. There's still something there. But the secondary supply is getting all the fire, getting all the spark. And you're just getting the smoke. And you know it. Something's not right. Something just is not right. And you keep turning the coals. You keep trying to keep your fire alight. It just won't burn for you. You rake it. Remove it. But the secondary supply hasn't got all the worry and past time the way you have with that partner. the secondary supply hasn't accumulated the journey that you did with the partner. Secondary supply hasn't put the effort in that you have with the partner. But the secondary supply is burning pretty well at the moment. And that's wonderful, isn't it? We tend to go to where it's the easiest. And you don't give in. You're still smouldering. Sometimes the fire that needs to be put out just doesn't get put out. We want it to continue to burn, but we're trying to burn something that won't light. It's had its time. There's no texts. The phone doesn't get answered. The phone doesn't get answered. But you don't give up. And they come back for a while, the flame burns again. Looks like things are gonna pick up. You're on fire again, but you can't burn the fire from both ends. And they split. And they split. They got the fire burning at both ends. And you sense this, and you're going, hang on, I need you here. And they come and take your fire, and they put it over there. And then they come back around, and they come and take your fire, and they put it over there. You can't burn the fire from both ends. You just can't. That's ludicrous. It just doesn't work. You just cannot burn the fire from both ends. What the sinful nature person doesn't realise is your supply, even though they're trying to put it out, is much greater than the supply of the secondary person. Their fire is going to burn out and it's going to stay out. Your fire, it's got plenty of fuel. It's just not burning correctly. But it will. Because the spark that you needed to contribute to your fire shifted. Be it another person, another emotional connection, an emotional affair, maybe drugs, alcohol. Some people hide away to have their drugs and alcohol. And people live for the moment. They want what they can have at that moment. And if there's no result, and it all gets too hard, things can change. Never give up. We all make decisions that use time and take up time. But if we present ourselves as best as we can and offer ourselves the best as we can, that's all that matters. Bye.